Hello, I am Gepwin, and welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. It has been ages since I've played this game, actually. I actually have not played Kerbal Space Program since I ended the Fuel Crisis series, so this is going to be an interesting learning experience for everyone involved. But today we are doing what I'm calling episode -1 of what is possibly my new Kerbal series, because I wanted to show you go through some of the stuff I'm planning, possibly go through the mod list with you, and then have some chance for you guys to get some feedback on what you think, if there's any mod suggestions and things, because all this is kind of tentative right now. I think you guys can tell me if you think it's an interesting series, if it's something you would be interested in watching, if there's anything if there's like a glaring error that I'm not considering that I need to take into account, or anything along those lines. Let's grab a small tank, little probe, and that will be the basis of this part of the series. Wait, is that building inside itself? Are those stacking? Dude, how many is in there? I can't tell. No, they're not stacking. Okay. Good, because I don't want them to stack. That'd be weird. Anyway. So, this series I am tentatively calling the Kerbal Green Program, because we will be going with green technology. That is the basic idea. We're going to start out in career mode. Right now I am playing Sandbox just to experiment a little bit while I talk to you guys. But we're going to be playing through on alright, those itty-bitty engines. Yeah, that might work. We're going to be playing through on career mode, so I'm going to have to deal with contracts and monies and research and all of those things. Just for the heck of it, because I haven't played much with career mode. Yeah, I need a tiny tank. I don't think there exists such a thing. Wait, there it is. Got it. Anyway, before we get too distracted, we're going to be playing through in career mode. I have a mod list right here. I'm going to need to grab my notes in a second, just to make sure that I get the mod list listed off properly for you. Aha, excellent. We have these. I need some solar panels, and actually I probably need something to steer this thing, don't I? Yeah, steering would be useful. Wait, what the heck? So I guess I've got a lot of these parts inside each other. That's not what I was planning on. Very strange. Get a small inline reaction wheel so this thing can steer itself. Alright, let me grab my notes here so that I can read off the mods that I'm planning on using and have currently installed on this file. Right now, I have Flight Manager for reusable stages, which we're going to use to have complicated launches. We have RealChutes, because that interfaces with the Flight Manager for reusable stages. We are using Procedural Fairings, because I like me some Procedural Fairings. They're fun and interesting. I just enjoy using them. No other reason than that. Yeah, decoupler. And where's my Procedural Fairings at? They're somewhere. No, they're in aerodynamic, aren't they? I'm pretty sure that's where they wound up. Yeah, I need my itty-bitty procedural fairing. There we go. Nice. Exactly what I want. Yeah, I wish my toolbar didn't open it. So procedural fairings, because I find them endlessly entertaining, even though structural fairing, these are the ones that don't decoupler. Yeah, okay. Yeah, because I find procedural fairings fun. No other reason than that. No other reason, because we're not using Ferrum Aerospace things, so I have a hard enough time flying without things like Ferrum Aerospace. Alright, so don't even ask. Then we are using KSP Interstellar, which is how we're going to be shooting towards our green energies, because Interstellar has a lot of late game stuff that you can use for, that's the utility, that you can use for other energy sources like fusion reactors, fission reactors. That's a cooler, that's another fission reactor, antimatter, microwave energy emitters that we can use for reusable solar, all kinds of stuff. So that's how we're going to be moving away from traditional Kerbal fuels, which is exactly what my plan is here. Let's grab a couple of solar panels here. I can't remember how these ones unfold. We'll have to see. Alright, get those on the... Can I get them on the bottom? So that's the plan, is we're going to be using mostly Interstellar to move away from your traditional rocket fuel. Because rocket fuel is expensive, it's useless. Well, it's not useless, it gets rockets in the air, so I guess it's useful for something. I spoke too soon. Anyway, it's not... No, whoa, definitely not with symmetry on. That was weird. I'm kind of planning something that's too big though. I'm planning just to experiment by getting this probe here. Get back on there. Oh, darn. By getting this probe here. And we're going to do an experiment. We're going to take this probe and we're going to use it. There we go. We're going to use this probe as sort of a test. We're going to send up a probe and a glider plane and try to get the probe into orbit and then use our launch manager to get the glider plane to come back down. That's our basic thing we're trying to do here. So we're going to use this, and then we're going to give this thing... It's going to have fuel, but it's going to glide down. It's going to be like a rocket to push it up, and then... Oh, that's way too little, isn't it? Come on. There, that thing. So, we have a few rules that I'm going to try to follow on the way. It's not going to be quite as strict a rule set as we had in... Fuel. I need fuel. That's what I'm looking for. It's not going to be quite as strict a rule set as we were using in Fuel Crisis, but it's going to have some rules regardless. So, basically, one, all of our craft have to try to look kind of cool. Okay? Because we're building interesting things. This is not going to work, by the way. I mean, I'm not even looking at our center of lift or any. I can't see where our center of gravity and things is on this plane. So this plane is not going to work at all. But we're gonna try it. Just a warning. This plane is not going to come down very well. Just not going to work. So be aware of this. I need some control surfaces. Anyway, we are... There we go. So, firstly, all of our craft have to look kind of cool. That is the first rule we are using. So we're gonna take some more time to design them. Nothing too clunky, nothing silly, just some cool looking stuff. Secondly, we have to return as much as possible. That's why we have the stage manager. These are elevators, aren't they? Yeah, I think so. Anyway, that's why we have the stage manager, so that we can return as many of these planes, as many of the parts as we possibly can. We want to recover as much as we can. We want to waste very little. Waste not, want not. There we go. So, the other thing is we have to always be trying to move away from traditional fuels. These will just be used for landing. Where is my center of weight anyway? Alright, still pretty much in the middle. That's good. We have to always be moving away from traditional fuel because This is the green program. We want to be moving away from rocket fuel. And that is the entire point. Everything we do in the tech tree will be up toward rocket fuel. Also, that's the other thing. This is a smaller rule, but it's how I play the game anyway, so I almost forgot to mention it. We are not going to be doing your normal kind of weird science scumming. Alright, we're going to just be using science as normally as we can. Just basically, you know, you've got your science and you're collecting your science normally. You're not doing the, you know, get a biome here, go back, store, take it out, go back, store another thingy, get 15 thingies off of one science by constantly overloading your thing. I'm going to do a little of that, but, you know, it's not how I like to play the game. It adds a lot of weird little micromanaging your Kerbals around. And I just would prefer if I could, that I'm going to need to rework all of these later. Where? No, I don't want the fairings to come off there. I want the fairings to come off here. No, way before that one. The fairings need to be in their own action group. This is going to take some fiddling. I might skip some of that. Anyway, that is the other rule, is we're not going to be doing a lot of save scumming, and we're going to try to do the science in tiers. We're not like, go along the bottom of the science tree, because that's where all your sciencey things are, and if you don't do that, then you're stupid and you're wasting a lot of science. Why are you even playing this game? You're terrible. I hate you. You know, we're not gonna be doing that. I want a biggin. Give me a biggin. I want my biggin motor, because I almost never get to play with these, because when I was doing Fuel Crisis, I couldn't play with these because they took way too much fuel. So now I get to play with these. That'll be fun. Now, rocket engine, the super efficient one. Then we'll use a couple of big decouplers. This thing is way too overpowered, and it's definitely going to get way higher than I need it to. We'll figure this out. And then we can use RealChutes, get some radial RealChutes. Stick them. Oh, those are way too small. Let's get a stackable chute? No. Lots of radial RealChutes. I want a lot of chutes on this thing. All along the edge. There's a ton of RealChutes. Let me see the info. A lot of things I don't understand. Close. But this should also let me splash something to control this as it goes down. So we should have 3 stages that we can use with our manager. That's the plan. We should have our little glider thingy that we can try to fly down, this thing that can try to parachute down, and this thing which should wind up in orbit. That's my plan, and I'm sticking to it. Even though I'm going to be quite bad because I haven't played in a while. So we'll count it a win if I even wind up in orbit. Alright, I want these, and then a couple of large... Let's just use these boosters, because that should be enough. Alright, we'll call this our tester. Tester 3 stage. And there we go. So to reiterate, the basic idea behind the green program will simply be to reuse as much as possible. We want to gather up as much as we can. So right then, these will use up. Then we'll disconnect this, which should activate this guy. Oh, no. This thing can be activated by itself, but it should activate these parachutes at the same time as I let this go. Then this will be on, which should push the thing up further until we disconnect our fairings. Then we can disconnect our probe. And then the probe can carry itself into orbit. Excellent! Excellent, excellent, excellent. Actually, I want to do one thing on this plane, which will be to add a little bit of RCS fuel. Wait, is that RCS fuel? Monopropellant, yeah, monopropellant. Get a little bit of monopropellant. Well, actually, let's use the even smaller one, because it shouldn't need that much. just in case, since I have so much engine on this thing, if this winds up in orbit, which is a distinct possibility, if this thing winds up in orbit, I want to be able to possibly deorbit it. Where are those new deorbity engines that I've never used? The RCS engines. Come on, you're in here somewhere. There they are, monopropellant engines. Now I want 2 tiny little monopropellant engines on there, just in case. Yeah, why not? Well, no, I want to activate those when this goes. There we go. I want these on there just in case we run out of fuel in orbit, and then this should be enough to deorbit the thing. And glide back down. Alright, now we know this isn't going to work, but we'll try it anyway. We'll definitely try it anyway. But it'll probably explode. I hope it doesn't, because I very much do want to test the, I very much do want to get to test out the new system, the stage recovery. Alright, just think of it. We'll save this thing, and it's ready to go. Ready to go. Let's make sure there's a Kerbal in there. We do not have a Kerbal in there. We'll bring someone disposable. Are we ready to fly? There, we'll test this out, hopefully test out some systems. This will be the last thing that I do in this video, and I really want your feedback. Do you think that the Green Initiative is something that you'd enjoy watching? And do you think that it's something that has any legs? And are there any mods, other mods that you would like to see me use? Not RCS, SAS. Are there any other mods you'd like to see me use? Can I turn? No. Whoa, don't shake like that. Making me nervous. Alright, ready. Launch. There we go. I haven't used this in a long time, so this will be interesting to see how this goes. Oh, where's my speed? Which one of these is my speed? There's my speed. There it is. Good. Need to probably throttle down a bit here. No, that's fine. We're going to keep it around the 100, 200 in thick atmosphere, I think. Pretty sure that's what you do. Oh, crud. I forgot to see if this thing was active. Ah! Okay, I think it's active. I need to remember to turn that on. It's the whole test here. Alright, these things are almost spent, so drop those! Oh, and destroy the whole thing. Alright. Oh well. Go! Go, go, go! Anyway, we should be able to recover that. Yeah. Tester stage 3 debris. And this thing we will continue up. It's not going to get as far. Oh, put the landing gear in. Why is the landing gear out? That's why that thing exploded. Yeah, I'm gonna blame that. That's why we had problems. Alright, we'll turn this down. Conserve fuel. We can let it slow down a little bit. Alright, time to turn over. Let's rotate so that the wings are doing something. I mean, why not? We've got wings. May as well add a little bit of lift here. Keep it going. Let's see what my apoapse is. Alright, 30. Can start to level off a little bit. This thing is using up its fuel way too fast. But really, we just need to get the apoapse up, and then we should have enough to, we should have enough to 30. Crud. Let's get up really quick. Come on. Stupid space plane thingy. What's our apoapse at? 40. I'll open up the fairings. Release the... Oop, nope, stop that. Let's release our probe. Uh-oh. I don't think our probe is going. Oh no, we mucked it up. We mucked it up somehow. Dang it. Oh, space probe. Wait, why am I not... I want to control the space probe. There. That's weird. Why was I not controlling my space probe? Oh well. Whatever, we just want to get this thing going. This is not going to work, is it? It's still 13. Nope. Off a bit. Oh well, even if this thing doesn't get into orbit, we will carry on. Let's time accelerate a bit here. Yeah, I know, thank you. I forget that's still on. Time accelerate a bit, whoa, way too fast. This thing is not going to function, it's already going down. Oh well. Oh well, we'll watch that thing crash. So let's revert to this stage. Yeah, which should then allow us to fly off and hopefully be able to land once we get back into the atmosphere. Let's see if we can turn this thing around at all. I have not flown one of these in a long time. Alright, this is still going up towards Zapowaps. So we need to just wait until we start going back down. Come on, space plane. There we go, heading back down. Let's see if we can begin to turn around at all. I think we might be too high up in the atmosphere to be able to do that. Come, space plane, work. Start to function. I don't know if it's flying at all. Don't know if we have any aerodynamics. Anyway, that's the basic idea. You saw we were able to leave the probe. And then when we're done, we can jump back to the main mission. Then we should be able to land this thing somewhere. Hopefully. I was hoping to try to turn it back toward Kerbal headquarters. That might spin out on us. Come on, keep going. Keep going. Would have definitely made it to orbit if we hadn't accidentally destroyed our other thing. Come now, fly and turn around. Yeah, it looks like we might get to turn this thing. Not sure. Which direction are we going? Nope, we're gonna spin out. Okay, gonna spin out. Spinning out now. Well, let's see if we can get this thing back under control. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Oh, crud. This is not working well. Nosedive and pull up. Nosedive and pull up. Come on. Oh god, you should be front heavy. What are you doing? Oh well. This is why we sent a disposable. Put the gear down. I want to see if we can at least soft land this thing. Come on. Monopropellant. Come on, monopropellant. No, this isn't going to work. This is going to crash. Oh, well. Oh. All because that went wrong. Oh, well. Let's, Anyway, this thing had all its chutes deploy. And really all we need to do is let it fall. There we go. this thing at least will function correctly. 2015? Where do the chutes deploy? 500? I don't know anymore. 9, 8, 7. There we go. Chutes have deployed. We're going about 3 meters a second. Which is still going to take forever, so enjoy this time lapse. Oh no, we're going to land on top of the fuel supply. Okay, we made it. And then we can recover this, which should recover and send us back to the main mission. Yep, back to the main mission probe, which is past its apoapse and crashing. But you see, that's how that works. Yeah, it's not going to start going up, is it? No. Anyway, that is how that works. We have recovered that stage. And that's the only thing we got to recover. So this mission was an abysmal failure. Completely and utterly. Well, let's see if we had the right type of solar panel. No, we didn't. That isn't the one I wanted. I wanted the straight one. Ah well, still would have worked. Except for all this trouble we're having with it not working. I should have used some monopropellant fuel. I don't know. Not going at all how I planned it. In any event, let me know what you think of this idea of trying to do the green, move away from traditional fuels, do complicated launches using our multi-stage systems. That's the other rule, we have to have complicated launches. We're going to do complicated things with multi-stage systems in the Interstellar mod, trying to move away from traditional Kerbal fuels using those mods that I listed in the beginning. I'll try to put links into the description if I can remember where to link to. Once again, we're using the Flight Manager for usable stages, that's what I was just showing off. RealChutes, KSP Interstellar, and Procedural Fairings for no other reason. Yeah, please give me your input. If you have any other mods you think would be cool, that wouldn't be too difficult to implement. I'm trying to keep it small, so I'm not going to use a ton of huge mods altogether, but if there's one or two that you really think would help out, I'm perfectly willing to put those in. But, and I didn't put any waste heat things on that because I don't know how it works quite. Also, I have no idea how Interstellar works, so if you have any advice throughout the series, please do let me know. Anyway, I look forward to hearing from you. I'll start recording the first episode in a little bit because the first few episodes are going to be the very beginning of the tech tree where none of this stuff will matter that much, so I should be able to get those underway shortly. But in the meantime, send me your ideas, send me your feedback, let me know if this is something you'd be interested in for the future of Kerbal Space Program on this channel. As always, I'm Geplin. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.